Holy nostalgia.
On today's episode, we put the 1999 sci-fi comedy film Galaxy Quest to the ultimate test. Never give up, never surrender.
Woo! Here it is. Never
Yeah.
give up. Never surrender.
Never
What
give
was
up,
the
never
do you remember
surrender.
what's his name's line? The Thor of the rock, the hammer of blah blah blah. You will be avenged.
Oh, I was gonna do that one,
Yeah,
but it was like too long.
it's very long.
It
It's
was
very
very long.
long.
It was very long.
Yeah.
Very
That's
long.
why he was so sick of saying it, because it's like it's too long of a phrase, a catchphrase.
Oh my God, seriously. But everyone, welcome to another episode of the Nostalgia Test podcast. I'm your co-host Dan Dissinger in LA, and I'm here with my longtime friend and co-host in New York, Manny Coelho. Manny, 2024 is here, recording new episode. How you doing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Stop right now. Follow us. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Whatever social media you like. I know we're on Twitter, now known as X,
Oh yeah, we're on
formerly
it.
known as Twitter. We're on that. We're on what else? We're on Threads. We're on everything. Dan keeps it going. We got a whole new look to the Instagram. It looks great.
Looking
So
good.
do that now. Welcome to the 90s, because 2024 is the year of the 90s. We want to give a huge shout out to Buzz in the Tower, because they have drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
They have
finally.
drank it. They're starting to
Finally.
pay. They grab the Pogs,
The
and they're
guy
coming to the 90s, bro.
they grabbed their Pogs, their Magic the Gathering cards. They got together. They got their baggy Janko jeans out, put on some sort of like t-shirt over a long sleeve shirt, put on their Vans, and we're like, you know what?
Get
We
that
gotta
chain
stop.
wallet out.
Yeah, we
Get the
gotta stop
chain
talking about
Velcro wallet out.
the chain Velcro wallet. We gotta stop talking about the Wraith, and we gotta start talking about like the '90s because this is where it's at
Dude,
right
the
now.
Wraith is definitely something I need to review with you.
We
It
will.
has to happen. It
We're
has to
not,
happen.
we're not chained down by parameters.
We're not. We're not. We never said. We said pop culture, and it's 10 years, right? That's our rule. Has to be
That's it.
older than 10 years.
That's
That's
it.
all it has to be, ladies and gentlemen. So give us what you think we should be putting to the test. Doesn't have to be a movie. Doesn't have to be music. Could be food. Dan loves food challenges. It's great.
Dan
You
loves
feel
food
so great
challenges.
after it.
Always good.
All
Oh
right,
my
so
gosh.
guys, we took a vote. Dan put
Yeah.
it on Instagram. We
Yeah.
took a vote. I know Dan wanted to do
It,
this
it was
lost against
Galaxy
what?
Quest versus Clueless, and Galaxy
Yes.
Quest came out on top.
You know, I like this one more because Clueless, it's so much more. I'm not saying this is more or less popular, but
Uh-huh.
like you'd almost be like, of course, Clueless passes as a 90s nostalgia. And it's
Mm.
like, yeah, it's like almost like a given.
Hmm.
Like you didn't even know this movie. You didn't even watch this movie.
I've never seen this movie
And
before.
there's a couple people I know that don't have never seen it.
This is well, this there's a reason, and getting back on Danny Facts here, we're gonna put say how this is a sci-fi comedy film directed by Dean Parasot, written by David Howard and Robert Gordon. It's a parody, an homage to sci-fi films and series, especially things like Star Trek and its fandom. The film depicts the cast of a fictional cult series, Galaxy Quest, who are drawn into a real interstellar conflict by actual aliens, okay, who think the series is an accurate documentary. Now, the cast is amazing, which is crazy to me because it's like I can't believe I never saw this film. It stars Tim Allen, I can't, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, who, if you didn't check out the Die Hard episode, which is episode 103, check it out. You know, Alan Rickman, Tony Shalhoub, Sam Rockwell, Daryl Mitchell. And also, I just want to also shout out, they don't put on the Wikipedia this actor, but truthfully, he was so amazing as the main alien, Enrico Colantoni, who I
Dude,
know from,
Enrico,
yeah, who
so
I know
sick in
from
this
Just Shoot
movie.
Me.
Okay.
Watch that
All
show.
right. Yes. Dude,
Amazing.
he was really good in this. And
Absolutely.
what's his name from The Office? Did you mention
Rainn
him?
Wilson was in it.
Yeah.
Justin Long. Also this
Dude,
actress,
stellar cast.
yeah, Missy Pyle, who she's really hilarious as well as one of the aliens that actually falls in love with Tony Shalhoub.
Dude, Tony Shalhoub killed it in here. I want to
Seriously.
say like this was like top notch for the 90s. Like even now, like figure out like this. Some of these guys, this is probably one of their first big movies, right?
Hmm.
And like no one probably. I don't know if people thought this was going to be a hit or not. Like
I think they did. Well, Tim Allen was at the top of his power. Okay, I mean seriously, Home Improvement was he is huge at this point. And I just want to do you remember that episode of Home Improvement when they thought uh what's his name? The middle kid? I totally forgot his name. The one who Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah,
Remember when they thought he
JJ.
had cancer in that show?
Yeah.
That was
Yo, that
crazy.
show, there's a whole like theory of how dark that show was.
Totally dark.
Like that was like it was real like you got to watch some fan like write-ups on every episode and how dark it got and how he might have been making up this whole story and like his
Oh
neighbor wasn't
man.
real and
Oh my
like
god.
that Al was homeless and the only time he
Oh, I
lived
love that.
and that he lived in the studio because he never
Oh
had
my
money for
god.
anything. Dude, was it's a
I love
really
that.
it's a really dark theory. There's some like um YouTube videos and stuff about it too.
I love
But
that.
he was at his prime,
At his prime.
at his prime.
Yeah.
Did he do Santa Claus before or after this one?
I think the Santa Claus was in was before this because this came out in 99. So I believe
Yeah.
the Santa Claus came out in the mid 90s somewhere, and check out our Santa Claus episode. But
Yeah.
that to me was the big deal, obviously. I mean, he 1994 came out, the Santa Claus. So you got Tim Allen, but you also you have other like Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, who I mean
Alan
Alan
Rickman,
Rickman.
bro.
Alan
Alan
Rickman.
fucking Rickman.
I mean, unbelievable. And he was so funny. I mean,
Awesome in
so
this one.
funny. I
Almost
mean,
makes fun of himself,
absolutely. I
which
mean,
is like he to me was okay, this was Tropic Thunder of the 90s.
oh my God. Yes,
Okay. This
absolutely.
was Tropic Thunder 90. This was also, you could also say this is kind of like Last Action Hero. Like it's kind
Yes.
of, it knows it's making fun of itself. It's making fun of a
Mm-hmm.
genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Alan Rickman is, what's his name? Why can't I remember? Iron Man. Why can't I remember his name?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.'s character, like
Yeah.
where he's an actor, like classical. Remember, he's like, you can't make me go in, and
Yeah.
he's like, the show must go on. He's like,
It's
damn
damn you.
you.
That was a great scene. That was a great scene.
Oh, it's great. The
Absolutely.
whole thing in the beginning was great. Like
Yeah.
the fact is like they're in this like before I guess like there's always been Comic-Con, but like
Mm-hmm.
Comic-Con is now hit mainstream. Like
Yeah.
everybody wants to go to Comic-Con. This was like a low like bootleg version of Comic-Con, but
Yeah.
just for this show.
Yeah.
And people were there, but
Oh
like
yeah.
it's like these guys, it was just showing that these guys were has-beens.
Oh yeah.
And like
Absolutely.
this is what they were holding on to continue to make some money and to
Mm-hmm.
feel like and to feel good and stuff like that. There was there and like obviously the main guy thought way highly of himself.
Oh, absolutely.
Tim Allen's character just was like so conceited. He sat by himself away from the crew,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, got very humbled when he was in the bathroom and those two dudes were making
Oh,
fun of the whole convention.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
shows his ass to those aliens.
Yes,
Next
he
scene.
does. In the next scene.
But wait, he is literally Buzz Lightyear in this movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
he thinks one thing of himself, and then his world collapses around him, and he kind of loses his mind. And then
Yeah.
like he gets totally drunk, right? So like instead of obviously Buzz Lightyear's not going to get drunk, um, but and check out our Toy Story episode, which is out right now. But you have to like he is literally Buzz Lightyear,
Yeah.
100%, right? And
100%.
100%. And so it's so weird to think about how many space movies like he was in. So you have that 1995. He's Buzz Lightyear. 1999 Galaxy Quest. Pretty sure he was probably in some other movie. Oh, that weird movie Big Trouble, which he doesn't really go to space, but there's a rocket and there's a plane, so he's
I
like
gotta
not
go
on Earth.
see this because you
No, you
brought
don't.
this up, and no,
I looked up how horrible that movie did. It was like a $40 million budget and it made 8 million or something.
really.
Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. So I don't have to see this at all. All right.
No,
Not a big deal. Okay.
yeah, but unbelievable. There was so many parts of this movie that like I loved. Like I'm curious, like what were some of your favorite scenes in Galaxy Quest?
Um, all right. So the rock scene, the him fighting the rock monster was really good. That
Yeah.
scene kind of reminded me. Have you ever seen the movie Mom and Dad Save the World?
No, no, no. It was a
Man.
box in a video store that I always used to see, and I
Yeah.
always would get it mixed up with like National Lampoon's Vacation because it just
Okay.
kind of looked like that sort of. And I was like, "What is this movie?" I was like,
Oh,
"What
dude,
is this?"
you have to watch that movie.
Ah,
We have to
yeah,
do that movie. It's ridiculous. It's another ridiculous movie. Like
yeah,
these people, it's like mom and dad are sitting at home and they get teleported to this alien race that needs to save the world. Like they're just like TV watchers and all
wow.
they do is watch TV. All they want to do is watch
Mhm.
TV and like they get teleported to this. It's kind of like this movie, man. Like the basis of it is insane. It has nothing to do that he used to be a guy in a TV show. Anyways, if you guys haven't seen this movie and we've gotten this far in this thing, you got to stop and watch this movie. Okay, they are not. They get picked up by these aliens who think they're real because because they're seeing these
Yeah.
like what like
The
television
historical documents.
historical documents. Yeah, that was crazy. Okay, so I like that the rock fight
Yeah.
was cool. It also reminded me of Coneheads. That whole
Oh,
right. So
yes.
like, there's so much like in this now that I'm thinking about it because I was watching it and I was like, man, I remember all these scenes,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's also a very like repetitive story that we saw in the 90s all the time,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
which but I didn't mind at all.
No.
I like the what you call it? What was the part? Why can't I think about it? The kid the when the guy's learning how to drive and he's
Oh, yeah,
looking
yeah, yeah.
and now he's watching
Yeah.
the TV shows
That
when he
guy's
was a kid.
amazing. That
He's great in
actor,
it
I
too.
love that guy.
I thought he was great because I think he's the one that curses the most in the movie.
Oh, he's so funny.
And he's just like whatever. But I don't know. I thought all around it was good. I think the fact that like the nerdy kid where he didn't like him at first, but then he remembered that he had the walkie-talkie and he
Ju-
gets to use him.
Dude, Justin Long, like just
Justin
playing,
Long
just
did well.
being Justin Long.
Just
I wanted to throw a wrench at him, like in
yeah,
dodgeball. I was waiting for
exactly.
him to get hit in the face with a wrench at one
Yeah.
point. I mean, he was so funny. And the surprise cameo in that to me was his mom, who was Susan from Seinfeld, who dies.
Yes.
Spoilers for
Licking
anyone who never saw Seinfeld, but like
licking the
that's
stupid
licking the
things.
envelopes.
Yeah.
Like I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, 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 that's Susan.
That's Susan.
I
That's
couldn't believe
Susan.
it. I could not believe it. But
Yeah.
I loved a lot of parts of these movies, but those aliens were so amazing. All those actors who played the race of aliens that were being destroyed by the roided up Ninja Turtles.
Dude,
Um
Roided Up Ninja Turtle would be great in a
they
Ninja Turtles movie.
they
Yo,
dressed
there's
up like the Ninja Turtles from Ninja Turtles 3. They had like they
yes,
I was like, what is this? It was so
dude,
weird.
but that the costumes on them,
Amazing.
phenomenal.
Amazing.
Phenomenal.
Not
Yeah,
C were those CGI? No, those are all practical, right?
those are all practical.
See,
That
this
was
is what I'm
all.
talking about.
Yep. Bring back the practical. You
But
gotta
all
do it.
you have to. You have to. Like, Top Gun
Yeah.
2. I mean, come on. I met someone that has watched Top Gun 2 like 20 times.
Me.
Well, I know you, but
Yeah.
someone
Okay.
else. I was like, wow. But anyway, like
What do you
those
think about guy?
aliens.
Yeah, the
Oh,
aliens. Well, let me ask you this.
okay, go
They
ahead.
kept referring to each other as man and women, yet they're like squids.
Well, yes.
And so you're saying that they turn into they had like a projector to make them shapeshift, right? so that
into human seals.
into human seals. Yeah, because they couldn't move.
And they were
Not
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah. So
like
like,
everything.
did they also watch Flipper? I'm not really sure
Oh my
why they
God.
like portrayed humans that way, but like, what? Why did they do that just to have them be more comfortable, or they just did that because they're basing it on Galaxy Quest?
Mm. Well, I haven't seen much of Galaxy. No. Well, truthfully, I think they were just doing it like what is that movie that did the same thing where it was like they took a projection of something, but I think it has to do with them just like going, oh, they look like that, we look like that. Like we're just gonna make ourselves look like this, so it's a comfortable image. But it was like they stayed that way
They
constantly.
did, even when they were being tortured. Only
Right,
when they were getting electrocuted could they not hold the form. Or there
right.
was that one time when they all showed up at the ship and they're going and they're like scanning them and
Yeah,
you're like, who are these squids? And they're like, oh,
yeah,
sorry, we forgot to shapeshift again. So
yeah.
like, even when they're dying, even when they were dying, none of them changed to
None of it
that.
changed back. They
Like you
stayed
would,
in
I'm like, man,
character.
you're holding on strong. Like
It's
you're
like
just,
acting, dude. They were like, I'm
yeah,
not gonna break character.
no,
Like not breaking character.
no.
They
I'm
like
like, could they fight better with the 8 arms?
I'm pretty sure these were like these aliens can't fight. I'm pretty sure.
I think they were very non-confrontational because they were easily duped
Right, right.
all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like the problem with them is that they 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 just like cannot speak English. When they were speaking, they was like, oh,
Uh, oh,
everything they did. That's why the actor that was the main he was so great.
oh, hi. It was great.
But
Dude,
they were
it was
seals. They were
fantastic.
dressed
I
like
love it. They
seals.
were
They were
seals.
gray. Their hair was slicked, and they were just like,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
if
was the
you're
best.
listening to this, just go to the video and just watch this whole episode. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite things was when they asked them about Gilligan's Island, and they were like,
Oh my God. And they got so
"Those poor
upset.
people,
Yeah.
those poor
Yeah.
people."
No, that was
Oh,
great. So, but here's the thing.
oh man.
They did a replica of the ship,
Oh
like to the T, watching these things.
yeah.
Yet they're smart enough to build this tech,
Yeah. I'm
yet they
sorry. I
couldn't
just
figure this out.
I'm sorry. I was looking at a quote from the Sam Rockwell character where they go, he's like freaking out and he's like, "What's my last name?" He's like, "You have a last name?" He's like, "Do I?"
Yo, Sam Rockwell killed it. Guy, you mean Guy? Camera crewman number 6?
It's so funny.
You
Everything he
what?
did, everything he did was just so ridiculous. What's my last name? It's like, you have a last name? Do I?
Yeah. Yo, his character and what's his name, the guy from Monk,
Tony
they were
Shalhoub
both
was
phenomenal.
he was in a
Tony's
whole other
amazing.
movie.
Yo,
He
yo,
was,
even when he's going to the vending machine and
he's,
he's like, hmm? And then he shows up. Do we not talk about how he shows up?
I don't know. He just shows up.
He's just there.
He's in Monk. He was in Monk in this show. He was not. He was just,
Dan's,
oh
lo-
my.
Dan's lost his mind. They can't hold it in.
Oh my god.
Dude, him and guy number 6, guy crew number 6
Oh my god.
they were both to me one of the best characters,
Seriously.
actors in this, both
Yeah.
of them. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he shows up because I remember he didn't get beamed up with them,
No. No.
right?
He
And
just
first of all, the beam up, oh my God,
that
what
is not
is
a
that?
beam. That is you. They put you in a sack from like the abyss, and then
Yeah.
they shoot you to space
So
through a
you have to
wormhole.
think about it. You have to see that,
Yeah.
and you're not breathing.
No.
You're not also losing air. I mean, obviously, but you're getting shot
Yeah.
through
You
space.
can't survive that.
Your brain can't survive that.
No, you would explode and you would show up in liquid form. It would just
Yeah.
be horrifying. Are you kidding me? They
Sarah?
all look like they would not go, never gonna survive that.
No, no,
Oh
it'd
my
be over.
god. That was so funny, dude. The scene when Tim Allen was in the limousine and the woman, Missy Pyle, the actor Missy Pyle, she who ends up getting named Jane Doe, who's in the show, yeah, smiling like that, like a maniac.
He's like, why doesn't she talk? Oh, her voice.
He's like, hey, hey, how you doing? What's your name? And she's like, and he's like, okay, and like he's just like, whatever. I'm just so hungover at this point.
I
I
lost
have
you.
no
Where'd you
idea
go?
what's happening. I'm like, all right. He's like, all right, whatever.
Dan, you still there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Why can't I hear you? Uh-oh. What happened, ladies and gentlemen? You still there?
Yeah.
There you are.
Oh
Okay.
my
You're back.
God.
I didn't hear you. You were gone during
Oh
that.
God.
Say that again. Just well, you probably recorded it on your side. So,
All
but
this is
dude,
staying in the podcast.
yeah. So, all right. I don't even know. We're not even going in chronological order because
I
what's
have
the
one
point?
job on this stupid ship.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, when they're like, why are you talking to the computer? That's the best part, is like the fact that the computer does is based on the television. So like it is ridiculous. It is a ridiculous thought process of like
Yeah.
you're watching like Star Trek, you're watching this, and it's like,
Mhm.
why doesn't everybody just talk to the computer? It's like, no, only she can.
Yeah.
And she repeats everything.
Everything. She just repeats
Everything.
it all. That was the best
Yeah.
part. But that is like those shows. I mean, I never really watched Star Trek. Like, I think I would watch like some episodes of like Star Trek The Next Generation when I was at my grandparents' house because there was nothing else to
Yeah.
do because everyone else was just drinking coffee and eating cake. And I was in the living room spinning on one of
Sanka.
those things. Yeah. Spinning on one of those things where you sit on, you spin in a circle and
Yeah,
playing Simon. And
sure.
then, yeah. And then watching Star Trek.
Yeah.
It literally is the show. I mean, the whole thing is basically Star Trek. I mean, it is. It was just so on point.
There's not, yeah, I was like, it's not even making fun of Star Wars. It's just Star Trek. It's
Yeah,
like,
like
it's making fun of even before, it's the original Star Trek.
the original Star Trek. Like, I mean, even when you think like, you know, Alan Rickman's obviously like whatever non-human is on the ship. So like, it's either Data or Spock or
Or Worf.
Worf,
Yeah.
Worf.
Worf. And like has something crazy to say. And it's like, believes in this other, like, I love when they were like, oh, how are you enjoying your food? And he has to eat this like ridiculous bug that's still alive.
That was so funny. Oh, we made the thing in the to replicate what you would have on your planet.
Yeah.
Just like mom made. But my question is like, once Tim Allen like goes there to the first time, right? And he does nothing but put them in
Okay.
danger.
Okay, hold on. I was gonna say that he gets woken up by these things, and he just thinks he's being tossed into this
Yeah.
like thing he signed up for to do.
Yeah.
If he was getting paid to do that,
Yeah.
that was like the worst thing. He didn't do anything great.
No.
He was just like, yeah, do this. Okay, bye. And then so they're so happy with it, and they like don't realize that he just like only one of the guys, the other one of the sidekicks, he's like watch it. He's like, oh man, like we're fucked. We're
So,
fucked.
they're the only people.
They're the only people left.
But he thinks like, oh, I went up to space. Like, why does he think he can do this shit?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I
all
don't know.
ego. I mean, it's all ego.
No, it
He thinks
is.
he
So
can
it kind of
save
makes
this.
fun of like what's his
Oh,
name that played Picard? Not Picard. Kirk. What's his name? He
why
doesn't
can't I
get
think of, why can't I
James.
think?
No, shit.
Well, now I have to look this up, everybody.
Why? Why am I paused right here? He sings Lucy in the sky. Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
Dude, I know. I don't know.
Him and
Why
Spock never got along.
him and Spock never
And
got.
he's like he thinks he's the greatest actor. What the
Um,
hell is this?
why can't I'm oh, William Shatner. God,
Yes,
what is
William
wrong
Shatner.
with
Like,
us?
Luke perfectly placed that. Price line, baby. Check that price.
Yeah.
But like, Yeah. So I thought that was
Yeah.
it was good. He played the egotistical. He was just like, all right, like I'm the one that's gonna save these people.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you're on a show, dude. You're on a show.
It also
Like,
shows like that thing where like actors can do everything, think they could do everything sometimes,
yeah,
like
because
they
they
can act
acted.
and be in a band at the same, it's like,
Sure.
no, like not choose one, but just know one is not going to be as great.
Yes.
Okay. Like I mean, I love Keanu Reeves, but I'm pretty sure Dog Star is not like a good band.
First time I'm hearing that he has a band called
You
Dogstar.
didn't know
So
Keanu Reeves has a band?
no, no.
Oh,
So
dude,
so that's
Dog
how good he
Star.
is. Have you heard any songs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's
right, I gotta check
it's
it out.
whatever. I mean, same
Does it
thing with
pass the
Johnny Depp.
test?
What's his band? The Vampires of Los Angeles or some crap like that.
Everybody wants to be a rock star, dude.
Yeah, they
You
do.
know,
Yeah,
remember Dane Cook said that. Comedians, all they want to do is be rock stars.
yeah,
Rock stars might be comedians.
yeah,
Remember when they first opened the ship where they have to land because they have to go get this thing?
yeah.
They're like guys like, is there even air? I don't know. Like they just step out. Like not there's no
I would not
spacesuit
have
on.
gotten out of that. There's no way
Just
you're
no
getting me
one's
out of that
saying
ship.
anything. And
No.
again, monks just back in the ship, like
Yeah.
just
Smell it. He's
pointing
like,
at
there
things.
it is air. It's like your head would explode,
Done.
obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
It
And
was
oh,
crazy.
that whole scene was so funny too. When they asked Daryl Mitchell, like, what do you say? Now you give us a signal. He's like, all right, I'll just go, go,
And you took off.
it's like, don't use the thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Took off.
Oh my god, those little aliens with the butts. I don't know why they have
Yes.
butts.
I don't know. Why? They
What
don't
did
need to. You knew something was going to go on with those guys. They're like, oh,
oh
they're so cute. I'm like, no, they're not.
no,
They're
that
not
I do
cute.
remember
They're
from
never
the
cute.
I do remember that from the trailers. Like when the trailers for this movie was out and in the nine in 99 when I was watching TV, I remember this trailer and that
Yeah.
part specifically in the trailer. Oh my god.
And the best part is that they kept referring to old episodes. Like the reason why they were able to do all of this is that, oh, it's just like in this episode. No, remember in this episode, it's like all of a sudden these guys, especially like so like the whole time before that, everybody's just kind of making shit up, right? And
Yeah.
they haven't told them that like they're not really like who they think they are. And then like when shit really goes down, all of a sudden these guys like team up together, like we got to get through this. Like, remember episode 17 where
Yeah.
we're like when we were fighting? I'm like, you guys remember all those episodes? Like,
Yeah.
are you not doing any other things? It's been 10 years. It's
Dude,
been 10 years.
it's like taking any other show and making it the basis for your life. It's just like, oh man, how am I gonna I don't know, like how am I gonna get through this day? Well, you remember that episode of How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
Remember what they it's like, no.
Remember what they did?
Remember
And
what
like it
they
worked.
did?
I'm like, so it goes back to like the Tropic Thunder thing. I'm like, were we just watching an episode?
Right.
Hmm. But then that dude died. I felt bad about that guy. He got
Oh,
shot, and then he had to
yeah.
do the Thor rock.
Yeah.
You will be avenged. And then
Yeah.
and Rickman's hair started coming out because he just
Oh
went
my
off. He
God.
went off
That was
the
so
fight.
funny. That was
Yeah.
so funny.
And then of course, what's her name's like chest was showing more and more throughout the movie, which was funny because she said like all people wanted to talk about is my chest. They
Yeah.
all did a six-page interview about my chest. And then like as the movie's going, like she's got ripped. She like they ripped her sleeve down to here. So
I
she's
know.
showing like and then like all you see is chest. I'm
I
like
know. It's
that
just
so
so
that it was all of it was great. The satire was phenomenal because you're
yeah.
just like, oh, we are watching a show. Or then the chompers in the middle of the he's like, who puts this in the middle of the ship?
That was
And
so funny.
she's like, this episode is terribly written. This
Yeah.
episode is terribly written. But
Oh
then
my
what's his
God.
name is helping him and his geek friends are just like all helping out
Oh my
because of
God.
that, and they're just watching the show.
That was
So
amazing. That
yeah,
part was so funny because one thing for sure, the internet sucked in 1999. And there would
yes,
be no way that they would be able to do any of that. I don't
that
understand why
quickly.
internet, why computers, graphics on computers are always just like 50 years ahead of their time when they do a movie. Because if it was
Yeah,
us, it would be like dial up, it's well, I guess maybe I have no idea.
it
I
was
forget.
dial up then.
Yeah,
They
dial up.
showed it, I think.
And you're
I
sitting
think
there
they showed it.
waiting. And
Yeah.
in my case, I'm waiting for
Like
net
imagine the
zero.
mom imagine net zero. Imagine the mom picks up the phone, ruins all
Knocks
the
them right
dial-up.
off,
That's
right
it,
off.
dude. The universe is destroyed. Like
Oh
done.
my god, it was so funny. I was just like, "Come on, this is looks like Tron," and it was just totally out of hand. I'm like, the internet and those computers are huge,
Yeah. And then
huge.
what's his name is I asking about some like, well, in this episode, this happened. And he's like, it's just a show. It's just a show. It's like,
When
why are you getting mad at these guys? They're paying your bills.
literally,
$15 is an autograph.
oh my god, oh my god, what am I? I have
What
like
what was your
notes.
favorite episode? I mean, what was your favorite scene?
It was like I loved how I loved when anytime Alan Rickman like was just so jealous of Tim Allen, his
All the
character.
time.
I mean, when they were on the planet and he was just like they left and he's like, can't. Oh, he came back and he's like, found an excuse to take your shirt off.
Yeah. First of all, why is Tim's shirt off?
Why am I seeing a shirtless Tim Allen?
Why? That was an odd choice, but that was funny. And yes, and of course, and then like when Tim Allen gets caught, and
Yeah.
Alan Rickman's like, "Of course it's you. Of course it's you." And then even when he saves the people from suffocating,
Yeah.
they're all chanting, "What's his name's name?" And
Commander
he's like,
Taggart or whatever. And he's like,
"Yeah," he's like,
Jesus
"Oh
Christ.
Jesus God,
He's like,
he can never catch a break. He's always fighting with them."
yeah, absolutely. And the funny thing was he at the end when that ship no, first of all, no one sees a spaceship. No one sees a spaceship barreling through the sky, right?
No,
And then they not just lands. Like first of all, he should have that ship when it went over Justin Long, he should have been incinerated. Okay.
incinerated. Goodbye. And why is Justin Long like putting up his arm even higher? Like
Everyone's looking like
what is it that you're actually doing?
these are shooting Roman candles or like bottle
But
rockets
what was their point of this whole thing?
to
What
make
would
a
they?
runway that they didn't even use. They crash land
They
into the
didn't.
convention, kill
No,
hundreds of people, right? And
no.
then everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
they were
when they
so
get
excited.
when
I'm
they
like,
get
you destroyed all the cars in this parking lot. Destroyed them.
everyone looks distraught.
And it's like an empty parking lot.
Tim
Because
Allen walks out of the ship and his shirt is tucked in. You had time to tuck your shirt.
of course
Daryl
he did.
Mitchell walks out of the spaceship. He's like, oh. Yeah, because he just
Everyone.
crash landed.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman's bleeding from the head.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell walks out and the guy announces him, another crew member. Like, and then Tim Allen, shirt tucked in. Hey,
Hey, what's up?
what is happening?
It's fantastic.
Oh
It
my
was great.
god. That was totally out of hand. Out of hand. Oh,
No,
when
it was
they
great.
announced Alan Rickman came out and that guy announced him, he's like, he's British. Oh. How many days do you think they were in space?
A day. That all happened in one day. Because they had a show the next day.
That is the craziest thing. This is the let's just like one of those movies. It's like one day. Well, the movie took place over 2 days, but they were in space for like probably yeah. You're right, a single day.
A single day.
That's a crazy
Like,
day.
it was a crazy day. It had to be a crazy day because what's
Yeah,
his name is on a rampage. And why we don't know. Like, why was that guy destroying them? That race.
dude.
And what that guy didn't even know what Earth was. They brought him to Earth. That guy didn't even know what Earth was.
Dude.
They were far away. These aliens brought this like I hope nobody's left in that ship
Yeah,
because these aliens brought like they showed them Earth.
yeah.
Okay. So now, first of all, okay, that gun.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, go for it.
They all get shot in the end with that same gun
Yeah.
that shoots, what is his name? Cyrus? What was the
Cirrus or Cyrus or Saris. I don't know.
yeah. And he incinerates and then turns into a confetti ball or like a
Yeah.
golden string. The way that ends was like, what did I just okay?
And everyone was like,
Because
he
then
just,
it looked fake, right?
yeah,
And everybody cheers. I'm
yeah,
like, no, that should have been incinerate, goodbye, nothing. You don't see him, or
yeah,
like green blood everywhere.
yeah. He should have
Explosion,
exploded. He should have exploded.
explosion. Because
Yeah,
they set it to a different. You could set the taser or like to stun or to kill, and they set it to fucking golden confetti ball. That's what it turned into. That's what it turned into.
that was the weirdest thing. It was so
That
funny
ending
when,
was weird. It was like we just need to wrap this up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was really
Uh,
odd, but like, I mean,
and then think about it, the friends, they basically saved planet Earth.
they
Or just
saved like
like
the
they
whole
saved them.
universe,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
The
everything.
three, those kids
Yeah,
did it
with
because they
the
knew
internet,
everything about the ship
with the
with the internet,
1999 internet,
dial up internet. Yep.
with dial-up internet. It's so hard now, like having the internet that we have and watching that, having known what the internet was like because
Oh my
we
God. It
had
would have
that.
been so slow. It would have
Yeah, it would
been
have been
so
like
slow.
if Tim Allen called him, he would be like, "Bro, you're screwed because I gotta wait for this to dial up, and then I somehow have to like Zoom with my friends, which doesn't
Yeah, they
exist."
they were calling. Who were they call? How were they talking to each other?
That's what I
Were
want to
they
know.
on walkie-talkies?
No, they were on screen with each other.
No.
Yeah, there's a shot where they were all on like the screen with each other on the side.
Wow.
I didn't know
They
they could
had
do that.
some. I didn't know that in the 90s.
My Dell could not do that.
Wow. FaceTiming back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought
My
that shit
Dell
only
couldn't do that
happened
shit.
like when we were in like mid 2000s.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
could
know,
you
dude.
talk with like 3 or 4 people on a screen?
I don't know. Those guys were like super advanced. None of them questioned anything this guy says. They just call like that's ride or die friends right there.
Oh
Ride
yeah.
or die. Bro, he
Yeah.
calls up this guy's like, yo, you still got the schematics to blah blah blah. Not going like, hey, we're just gonna go over this as a joke or
Yeah.
something, or like
No.
pretend. Like
No.
was straight up like, I got no time to explain that this is real. Like they
Yeah.
were just like, he's like, yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, I brought it up. Okay, no
Yeah.
time to talk, no time for chit chat. Here we go, blah blah blah. And it's like, wait, did we just save the Earth? Did we just save universe? Like none of them.
No.
Like I would have been like, get me on your show.
Yeah, they're
Like
still gonna
we
get
should have
beat.
seen those kids.
Yeah.
We should have seen those kids on the new show.
No, instead what's gonna happen is they're gonna go to school and they're gonna get bullied still.
Yeah,
They're gonna get beat
but
up still.
they should have been on the show. I want to see. Not, I want to see post Galaxy Quest 2 follow those kids. What are
Well,
they doing now? They own they're in like Silicon Valley and
mhm.
they came up with PayPal.
Okay, so it's
Like,
funny you say that. I just want to say a few
yes.
things, right? So
Okay.
first of all, the budget of this film was 45 million. It made 90.7 million. It was released
Okay.
on Christmas Day in
Wow.
1999. Okay. Now,
This looks like a okay, Christmas Day. All right. I get it.
so I get it. So
Because people go to the
apparently,
movies on Christmas Day. All right, we used to
yes.
know somebody.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you
Yeah.
go. And now
Yeah.
apparently, okay, there were talks of a sequel. Okay, had been going on since the film's release in 99, but and this is on the Wikipedia, but it only began gaining traction in 2014 when Alan mentioned that there was a script. Okay. Sigourney Weaver and Rockwell mentioned they were interested in returning. However, Colin Tony has said he would prefer for there not to be a sequel unless it tarnished the characters from the first film. So, but then in April 2015, Paramount Television, along with the movie's co-writer Gordon and director Parasite and executive producer Johnson and Bernstein, announced they were looking to develop a television series based on Galaxy Quest. Okay. The movie was considered in a similar vein as Paramount's revivals of Minority Report and School of Rock as television series. Then in 2016, after the unexpected death of Alan Rickman, rest in peace, Tim Allen commented about the franchise's chance for revival. And he's like, I'm not supposed to say anything. I'm speaking way out of turn, but Galaxy Quest is really close to being resurrected, blah, blah, blah. But that's really it. So, however, plans were revived again in 2017. And then, yeah, it just kind of looks like here in 2021, it says, state that the film sequel script is nearly ready to go as is 2021. Um, but yeah, they're trying to work on another, and then Simon Pegg, who is actually the guy who made um oh my god, that movie Buzz, so Hot Fuzz, and that zombie movie which I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
He is
Dawn
working
of the Dead. Dawn
Dawn,
of the
yeah,
Dead. Yeah.
not Dawn of the Dead, but Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the
But
Dead.
he was working on developing a Galaxy Quest television series as well in 2021. But then in 2023, Paramount has stated in the early stages of the Galaxy Quest series in April 2023. So it's still kind of like they've been trying to get a sequel or a
A
television
series.
series going since 1999.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like, you know, how can will it be good because like you're no longer parodying? Like, so you're
Yeah.
saying like these actors are gonna go and actually save so they're doing their job.
Well, see,
They are living their life that
I
they
think they
used to
would just end
portray.
up making Galaxy Quest, like the
Oh,
show
okay.
within the movie. That's how I see that them doing it, because
Yeah.
it's now taken way too long. You can't, unless you just reboot, unless you don't reboot it, unless you do a sequel and you use all the original actors except for Alan Rickman, obviously, and you just kind of do another adventure or some shit like that. Like you
Like
can't
like
do anything
like
else.
the aliens, the seal aliens come back. They're
Right.
like, "Ah, we need your help."
Yeah.
And like there's just like there's another like freaking guy who believes he rules the earth
Yeah.
and he's coming your he's coming to earth
Something like
and
that.
like something's you gotta help us.
Or you
But like
just
but the whole thing it would have to be another parody of another
mm,
Star Trek like or science fiction genre.
yeah. Or
That's what it would have to be.
you
Or you
just
just do Galaxy Quest.
yeah. Or you just go, fuck it. It's been so long. We're not doing this shit.
Yeah. Because like, will people still like it?
That's the thing. I think this movie has like a very like specific cult following. Um,
Dude, never give up, never surrenders. Things that me and my uncle say all the time. Even my niece. And then I said it yesterday. She called me and I was like, guess what? Guess what I'm watching? And I'm like, what? I was like, never give up, never surrender. She's like, what is that? I was like, um,
wow.
Galaxy Quest. She's like, I never heard of it. I'm like, what do you think me and Bobby say this for all the time? She's like, oh, I thought it was just like a saying we say like since I was a kid. Like you said that while we play games, like never give up because we never let her win, and she would get like upset, and we were like, we're not gonna let you win just because you're a kid. Never give up, never surrender. So she thought like we just like said that, and she didn't realize. I'm like, oh, you got to watch the movie. It's a good movie. Like so, and then Kristen's never seen it. You've never
Oh,
seen it.
yeah. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
So
yeah.
so listen to this. So some of the trivia is really interesting. Harold Ramis, who Egon from Ghostbusters and who's create Caddyshack and all these things. He
Yeah.
wanted to originally, I guess he was the director or whatever. He wanted to cast Alec Baldwin in the lead role, which then he turned down. Then Steve Martin and Kevin Kline were considered, though Kline turned it down for family reasons. When Tim Allen was cast, Ramis left the project. But after seeing the film, Ramis said he was ultimately impressed with Allen's performance. Um,
So he's probably like, I hate this actor. He sucks.
yeah,
That's why he left the project. But then he was like, oh, he
absolutely.
actually did a really good job. I thought Tim Allen
Absolutely.
did a good job in this. I was trying to think about who else could play him?
Hmm. It
Could it be Bill Murray?
no.
No.
I no. I it's This is a weird, I think, a left field like choice. Because of the physical comedy and the weird like attitude and swarminess, like the smirkiness and stuff of him, I would go Kevin James from King of Queens. I think Kevin James would be hilarious in this part.
You know who would be good?
Go.
The guy who played in Coneheads.
Dan
Um,
Aykroyd?
Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd would be good. I think all just because of the rock scene. I think he
Mhm.
would have been good as like a guy who's so full of himself, a kind
Mhm.
of wash up, you
Mhm.
know. I mean, he's great in Ghostbusters. I think he
Yeah,
would be good in that. I think he'd be good in that. I think
I
he would
think
have
it.
been good.
Yeah,
I think at the time too in the 90s, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, fuck it, what's his name? Um,
Rick
guy with the
Moranis.
glasses, yeah, he could probably play. Well, he's too short to
No,
play
he
the
would have to
captain.
be like
He'd be like the
Tony Shalhoub's
sidekick.
character.
Dude, Tony Shalhoub's character was I still don't like all of a sudden I look down and then I look up and he's there. He's on
Yeah,
the ship. And I'm
yeah,
like, why are we not talking about like, did
I know.
he how was his entrance into this world? He
Uh,
wasn't shocked at
no,
that guy did not care
no,
what his like he's like, oh, is that another gig? We should go do another gig. Like
yeah,
he didn't, he's just kind of rolled with it. He's like, oh, I just had sex with a squid.
yeah.
Awesome.
I know. It's crazy.
And
The
then
other
guy's like, whoa,
that
guys.
was great. The other thing which is really interesting is so Sam Rockwell based his portrayal, his character, on Bill Paxton's performance in James Cameron's classic Aliens. In
Okay.
particular, his elevated fear of being killed and his mental collapse upon seeing a motion detector that shows their enemy closing in on them. And then the casting director loved Enrico Colante's audition so much that she broke protocol, showed this to other actors to demonstrate how the theremins should behave.
No way.
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
that's, yeah. I mean, that's really amazing. I mean, it's great because I think they all like, I think that was a really
I
amazing
mean,
way to
they
look at
all
it.
copied the way it looked. Yeah, I thought he was the way they moved is so funny.
When
I
he
was just like,
told him that
why?
when they told him that he was a liar, his face, even though it,
And then I love at the end where he still thinks it what is this he's like the ship was this big.
uh,
What a great
uh, what a
deception.
good, they all,
Ah. I'm like, oh no, he was telling the truth.
yeah.
He's telling the truth.
It's-
And
When
because of
they,
this, they got like they started a new gas
yeah,
quest.
dude,
You know?
when Daryl Mitchell like was driving that thing and then he scratched when he like that long scene of like just I was like, oh my god, that
And
is
they
so
none of them
funny.
respond. They were all just like,
Ah. I love it. It's like, yeah, just pull it out. Just like, what?
what? He's like, oh, I wish I don't I'm glad I don't have that pressure. He's like, you're the one that drives. Like, no one could do anything else.
No,
Like, because of the way it was based. I was like, so how did they drive the thing?
I don't know.
I guess they didn't at the time. Because it was all based on them.
Oh my god.
So they basically made a ship just for these guys to save their people, but yet it was only them.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think they should leave it alone. I don't want to see a sequel of it. I
No,
don't.
I think they had their chance.
They had it. It kind of. You. I don't even want to see a reboot. I think you just need to do another
No.
satire. Do another satire. Like a. I don't want to say satire because you're not making fun of it. It's kind of like an homage satire to a certain genre or show from a different time.
Yeah, that's better.
You can't do this one.
No, no, no.
They're going to, Dan.
I know.
Have you seen the Santa Clauses
Not all of them, just that first one.
and the Mighty Duckses?
No,
No,
only up to.
there's like a series
Oh
of
no,
Santa Claus.
no,
Santa Clauses.
no! I never saw that. I didn't see the series of Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. It's just not it's not the same. You don't it takes too long to feel.
Yeah,
It takes there's something
it's
about movies.
you have
Beginning,
to, you
middle,
got it.
end.
Yeah, and a
Get
perfect
it all
time.
in 2 hours. Less than two
Hour and
hours now.
42 minutes.
You know what we
Boom.
got to bring back? We got to bring back the 90-minute movie.
Yeah. No, absolutely. 100%.
These
100%.
2 hour, 3 hour movies, bro,
No, I'm
I
not
get
watching
it.
them.
Good time. But back in the day, they used to have intermission.
Yeah.
They don't do that now.
I'm not
And
watching that. Not
I gotta
watching a
sit
3 hour
through
film.
3 hours, 3 hour film.
Yeah.
Listen, I know I waste a lot of my time. We sit here, we watch movies for a living. Well, I don't know if this is our living, but we want it to be a living, right? So,
But like
guys,
the
come on,
podcast.
start following and like the podcast, get this going. We're gonna get some merch out there. You're gonna send us some
Sure.
Venmo. We're gonna order and send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but dude, 3 hours, 4 hours, stop it.
I'm not watching it. I'm sorry.
Like,
I know that some of these things are like masterpieces.
like Oppenheimer, I heard it was great, but
Fine.
every time I look at the time, I'm like, no,
No.
no. And listen, I binge watched a series that's longer than that, much longer.
But it's
But
a
at least I'm
series.
getting endorphin hits very quickly of each episode,
Exactly.
right? Because there's a
Exactly.
beginning, middle, and end every hour. If I'm at a 3 hour movie, I'm at the middle. I'm still at an hour and a half, and I'm
That's not
going,
good.
what the fuck is going on?
I'm thinking, yeah,
I need a 90-minute movie. I want a 90-minute comedy. Liar, liar. Bring it. Bring it.
absolutely.
That pen is blue. The goddamn pen is blue, Dan.
We're gonna have to do Liar Liar.
It passes. It's ridiculous and awful, but it
Yeah,
passes. I think
absolutely.
so. I just recently watched that. So I just was in the mood. Truman Show, great movie.
Oh,
See, that's another thing. So that's kind of like, I don't say it's a satire, but it is kind of making fun of like
reality
the
shows.
the show, but not in just well, that show was supposed to be like, oh hey, everything's great. It's like, hello, welcome, Mr. Rogers, like, oh hey, how are you? Nice to meet you,
Yeah,
nice to see you. For the kids I don't see you,
yeah,
good afternoon and good night,
yeah.
So, but anyways, just went on a
Everybody.
rant.
I think
Just went on
that's a
a
tangent
rant.
right there. Nice little
Tangent.
tangent we got there. People,
Yeah,
I think we're here at the
we're
moment
here.
where we do what we do, figure out whether if this passes the nostalgia test and is still good, it's just nostalgic, or we gotta throw it in the bin, throw it in the
Mm.
garbage.
I'm
Now,
definitely not throwing it in the garbage.
definitely
It's
not
not
throwing in the
happening.
garbage. I'm
No.
gonna say I think it passes the nostalgia test. I think this movie's still good. It was great. I
You
enjoyed
know,
every
you know
second of
what's
it.
what's great is that you say that is true because it's the a true feeling because you've never seen it.
I'm the
So now,
control.
I love this. Now we got to do ones that we got to do 90 ones that I haven't seen and
Oh
then
yeah,
you haven't seen because
cool as
that is
ice.
true. Cool as ice. I have never seen that, and no, 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 no.
We're doing it.
So the thing for me, man, I almost didn't want to pass this.
Mm,
And that was because I've seen it so many times that I was like, is it still that funny? And I think I was into it because I was taking notes, but I was like, it wasn't as funny as I thought it was. But now that when we're talking about it and I see
yeah,
your reaction and I'm like, what? It is a really good, it's
it's
done
fun.
really well.
Yeah.
None of the acting is bad. There's not
No,
one actor in this
no,
movie
not
that
at
I
all.
was like, wow, they mailed it in. That it was perfect. Like
Yeah.
everything, the extras, the just the people who had a
Mm-hmm.
couple of lines in it. Like even the villain, fantastic villain.
Oh, that guy, unreal,
It was great.
unbelievable,
I want to see
unbelievable.
him in another like that costume needed to come up somewhere else.
It was
Just
unreal.
as an Easter egg.
Yeah,
Like bring that villain back.
absolutely
Like
amazing.
let's get into the Galaxy Quest world and just like go back in time and that guy's still alive and he's attacking like a Marvel guy.
Oh my God, please,
Like bring him
please,
back. Like
please.
just do that. Why not?
But
That
yeah,
guy was I mean, if I was that practical costume maker, I would make all my costumes look like that. It was so
amazing.
good.
I loved it.
For a movie that was supposed to be about a cheesy show,
Mm-hmm.
the villains were the best,
Excellent.
which I guess is done on purpose.
No, they were so good, every single one of them, and like this movie was just so fun. Like
It
I
was
don't know,
fun.
like I loved it, loved
It
it.
was a good time. Yeah,
Loved it.
I would say definitely passes. And thank you
Yeah.
for making, thank you for the fans. We got a
Voting.
lot of votes on this.
Got a lot of votes. We're gonna send some more out. We're sending some more
Yeah.
votes out, people, for 90s films, and we got some good choices coming up. So definitely follow us
So
on
is
Instagram.
Clueless out altogether?
No, Clueless got a lot of votes too.
Okay,
They
so
got
we're
pretty
still
good.
doing Clueless, but
I
this was
think we should
just
do it.
what we should do next. We should get a female perspective on
We have
Clueless.
to.
I want a female guest.
Yeah. Yeah. Hit us up.
Hit us up. We want a female podcaster. What is the one that was the three girls who review
I hate your taste in movies.
I hate your taste in movies. I
Them,
wonder how
there's some
they
people
feel.
from the Quadcast Pro or something. Quad Pro Cast, or there's someone on that, this other podcast that's really good. But yeah, we're coming with a lot of 90s this year. So looking forward to it.
Bro, I'm doing the 90s, man. Everywhere you look is 90s. The
90s.
80s is past.
It's over.
I mean, we're not
We're
gonna
going
not do
back
the
to it.
80s,
Yeah, we're gonna
but
have to do like
I'm
Masters of the
highlighting
Universe.
90s, yo. We're gonna play what everybody wants, man. We gotta give them what they want, Dan.
We'll give them what the
Customer's
people
always
want.
right sometimes.
We'll give the people what they want. People, if you loved this show, hit the like button right now. Share this with everyone you know. Share with your best friend. Watch this. Listen to it. Definitely watch it on your YouTube channel. You'll see the link there. And please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Nostalgia Test, on X at Nostalgia Test. Hit us up. Mix it up with us. Get
Twitter.
crazy. Manny just froze. People.
You're frozen. You're
No.
frozen in my end. It's all good.
People, everyone. Peace.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter at Nostalgia Test and on Instagram at the Nostalgia Test. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on the Nostalgia Test.